I am looking for a book called On Daedric Design. It is a book on Daedric architecture by Nellis Lothry, a former mage of the guild now with the Tribunal Temple. You might be able to get a copy from a bookstore, but it will be hard to find. I'd ask around the local booksellers if I were you. He used to be a member of the Mages Guild, but left the organization some time ago. How goes the search for On Daedric Design? Excellent work. Here, take these potions for your trouble. Tell me when you're ready for more duties. One of our apprentice mages needs a partner on whom to practice destruction magic. Samay, the new apprentice mage, needs a partner, or more accurately a moving target, with whom to practice shock magic. He's in the training area right over there. Oh, don't look at me like that. It's our responsibility as higher-ranked mages to assist our novice colleagues.
I am excited to practice destruction magic with you. So you're the one supposed to practice with me? Are you ready? Great, you just need to stand near the practice dummies. I'll cast shock balls towards you, and you try to dodge them. Don't come too close to me. And here, take a few extra potions, just in case it's too much. Ready, let's begin. Great practice. I had fun. Come here, I have something to give you as thanks. Thank you for practicing with me. Here, take this. I learned all I could from it, but this might help you learn a thing or two about destruction.
Not a lot of pretty ladies around here.
Samay wanted to practice destruction magic. Did you help him? Nice work. I hope you learned something from the practice as well. I don't have any more duties for you at the moment. Check back in a few days.
Warmly
Are you here
greeted,
for more
friend.
duties? Or was there something else you wanted? I am honestly ashamed to give a chore like this to someone of your status, but we are out of good options here at Akamora. Either we drop our work and research, or we fail a contract we have agreed on with none less than the captain of the town guard, Flausa Irano. We are supposed to deliver 16 quality potions of paralysis resistance, but we are lacking the ingredients to build from. It is certainly not the most popular type of alchemy in the rest of the Empire, but here in the Mephilands, the spider Daedra infestation is causing a demand, and such a demand doesn't easily go away. So we need to grow the herbs rather than buying them every time. Specifically, we need horn lily bulbs and timsicumbi, but in a quantity you probably won't easily acquire by picking flowers in the field. I am not someone to call you to urgency, but we are in serious trouble and a lot would be gained if this were to be done in due course. Talk to Polity on the top floor for all the technicalities, and be sure of my gratitude if this is handled well. You will need a certain number of them. Ask Polity for the details. I'm sorry I can be of no further help. With Polity and Verona around, it would be a waste if I too was trying my hands at alchemy.
Oh, friend, how about a potion today? Oh, friend, how about a potion today?
I don't believe I've seen her with such a grand outfit in some time. Can I help you?
Thank you. I hope these are worth your troubles. Thanks to this, research can finally resume here in Akamora. Meanwhile, as the flowers are taking their time, I have more duties for you if you are interested. Yes, I do have a task for you. The local temple has recently acquired an enchanted amulet that I wish to study. I want you to go to the Akamora temple and buy it. You'll be looking for an old protective charm, only efficient against weapons made of base materials, a fact which had doubtless eluded the noble who donated it to the temple. Act casual. Do not let on that you are on guild business, and you should be able to strike a fair deal. Take this gold. I will let you keep the excess as payment for the task. It is, unsurprisingly, the closest temple. Of course, Almsaivi intervention will get you there. Devoted Indoril donating even valuable heirlooms to the temple isn't unheard of. In this case, however, I can rather imagine some fools hurt themselves with their cutlery and dismissed the amulet as inefficient. Have you brought the enchanted amulet? The very particulars of this enchantment are most intriguing, don't you think? I look forward to studying it.
I heard something.
Thank you. As promised, you can keep the extra gold. I trust you managed to turn a profit. The guild rewards its members well, but its true wealth lies in knowledge. Keep this in mind when you perform your duties, and you will go far. I want you to interview a vampire. Before you get the wrong idea, no, this isn't a mercenary contract. You'll have to keep your weapons sheathed. An isolated group of vampires was recently spotted near Akamora. What brings me to focus on these creatures is that a proper study on vampires in Morrowind is long overdue, and they provide a perfect opportunity to remedy this, while possibly furthering my own research on the enchanted amulet as well. Since they've separated from the main congregation of vampires in the region, I'm inclined to think they might be more cooperative than the rest of their ilk. We can't have them come to the guild themselves. Aside from politics, they likely wouldn't trust us. However, that could perhaps change if this initial contact works out well, and given time. Simply put, I want you to go to them and ask them these questions on vampirism. Dear, I've written down the questions you must ask. The vampires have settled in Nugan Crypt. Before you leave, go see Francine. She'll have supplies for you. You shouldn't expect to get something out of a vampire unless they're compelled. So I trust you are able to cast such magic as to calm or charm them. You should also have a recall spell ready in case their cooperativeness wanes. Remember that you are under no circumstances to kill them. Think of the possibilities for further study if you succeed. Nugan Crypt is southeast of Akamora, but there is no pathway towards it beyond Tomorrow Manor. You'd better take a Silt Strider to Set. From there, head north, but rather than follow the road, immediately turn west and follow the mountain till you've passed under an arch with a smaller one behind it. Turn north shortly after, while looking left for another mountainous formation, within which the crypt is nestled. If you reach the Velothi Shrine of Tiromanu, you're on the wrong side of that mountain.
It is power you seek. You should look elsewhere. There is nothing formidable about the curse bestowed upon us. A study, you say. Your curiosity is misplaced, but fine. Ask your questions and let us be done. Not content to be cursed, we are now outcasts as well. We were once of the Burn clan, and as such, we retain the more furtive features and underhanded inclinations of the Burn, though we are no longer welcome among them. A vampire of the Burn fed on me, and I was left for dead. Perhaps not so mistakenly. More than 3 centuries, at the very least. Long enough to have stopped keeping track of time. Vampires in a clan pretend to take delight in their condition. It is a testament to their hypocrisy that for all their scorn of the living, they take refuge in pride, as exiles commonly do. Let us just say my views weren't popular. You would call this strength. The frailty to rare metals is part of our curse. They hurt our blood, as do fire and sunlight. Do I look alive to you? I care little how you classify those affected by the disease. I know I have died. Would you have found several starving vampires here if that were the case? I have not heard of them, though I expect common folk would easily attribute the name to any number of other ravenous creatures. Why would we have anything to do with oblivion? Thirst and hunger do addle our minds, but we would feast on cultists before even thinking of joining them. Daedra aren't prey, so they are of no interest to us either. While other forms are usually found on the mainland, I was infected by a disease from Vardenfell, as are all the Burn. They are more secretive than even the Burn. They might be related, but not much is known about them. Tales of my homeland tell of the Volkihar beasts, that live under the ice. I used to mock these myths. Then, at first, I believed I would turn into one. That was before the sun went up and started burning my skin. From what I have heard, the Wet Fang would be content to continuously feed on hypnotized prey, and less aggressive than our clans. Argonians turned in Morrowind, for there are such abominations, are every bit the savages you would expect. Show no signs of such meekness. We hunger always. Starvation will make a vampire more desperate and daring, even mindless, not stronger. Besides the thirst, our wounds cannot mend without drinking fresh blood. Vampirism is first caught in the same way as a common disease, and can also be inflicted by magic. Although few would purposely convert their prey, let alone admit to doing it, it can be transmitted when one feeds without killing. However, cattle kept by the clans have their blood so mingled that, for all it's worth to the wretches, they become immune. Inexplicably, you saw them around here. They were cast away as well, so that I'd have to keep tolerating their presence. Of course, by staying out of it. I've answered your questions. This would not have been the case had you not affected my mind with magic, but I will not hold it against you. No, I would rather ask of you a favor. Before you leave, you must kill me. This life, or unlife, however you call it, I tire of it, yet cannot end it myself. Instinct will soon take over your trickery, and again, no more of this endless starving. Hurry now, you will kill me. If you don't, you will die at my hand.
Have you obtained the answers to my questions on vampirism? Well done. This information will prove crucial to our understanding vampirism, and there will be more to learn still. This is but a first step when it comes to knowledge of the Morrowind species. On a more practical note, these answers aren't exactly what I expected, but they give me an idea. A vampire's imperviousness is in essence still a curse, is it not? Come back in a few days' time. I have an experiment to conduct, and I think I'll have something for you then. You're free to carry out other duties in the meantime. The whole guild here at Akamora is waiting for the flowers to come up. Be sure to speak to Polody once they're finished. You'll have some further work for you. Francine, too, could use a helping hand in her research.
Have you come for technical advice, or can you find the time to work on some duties? I have a grave problem, and I fear I need your assistance in dealing with it. Don't doubt my courage. Certainly I'd deliver this letter of apology myself, but Renosa deems it unwise and suggests that you do that. When I arrived in Morrowind, I joined House Telvanni and became apprentice to Master Rilmus Atherian in Telenoria, his tower in the town of Marog. However, after a while I started realizing that I was not up to the constant challenge and competition inherent to Telvanni life. I struck no veins in my research there, and where I did have any success to claim, it became subject to either ridicule or sabotage, or both, from my Telvanni colleagues. I did not have the heart to complain to the master, whom was I blaming anyway for my failing to find my place. But one day, when it became unbearable, I left Morog to join the Mages Guild instead. Since then my thoughts are brave and my mind is restless. Have I offended Master Atherian? Did I fail to appreciate his efforts? This deeply bothers me, but I think there's a way to at least somewhat rectify this failing. I can try and apologize to him. Please, go to Marog and deliver this letter to Master Atherian. Renosa is possibly right that I'm not well advised to make the journey myself, but as an outsider you should have less to explain and less to fear. Here, these potions will help you. The way to Marog is long and, frankly, I don't know it well. I travelled by ship and by Silt Strider to Akamora. If you prefer to go by foot, all I can tell you is that you will have to leave the town to the west and walk to the coast. There you turn northward and follow the road to Marog.
How wonderful. Welcome, Outlander. I'm Rilmus Atherian, but I don't recall anyone making an appointment. What you need? What's this about? Did I get this right? This Francine Aldart wants to apologize to me. I can't recall one Francine Aldart offending me anyhow. Interesting. Francine Aldart. Yes, I think I remember the name. If my memory serves me right, this Francine Aldard oftentimes complained about nobody caring for her work, and asked for assistance. But that's what it's about. Didn't she get that? She was not under my mentorship. The great house Telvanni won't weaken itself by putting people into positions they don't deserve to be put into. You have to prove yourself by cunning, wit, and mastery of arcane skills. The strong will advance, the weak will fail. You may tell her that. She was smart enough to leave Marog. She'd be smart enough to get that. It seems that Omothran of Telmothrivra is trying to use Varen's favoritism to secure himself a place on the council the next time there's a vacancy. The rest of us will just have to work up the traditional way. Despite the ill reputation of the Lord of Tel Gilan, the Helnam Telvanni are capably led by his aides. Do not be afraid of dealing with them because of the Mad Lord's reputation. Secrets should be kept as they are. Is this not so?
Have you delivered my letter of apology? I fear that I won't find rest until this issue has been dealt with, especially since Master Atherian is of high esteem within the House Telvanni. He was not aggrieved. How intriguing. I heard that the Dunmer are remarkably proud and easily offended. The Telvanni sorcerers most notably. Then I was worried about nothing all the time. Very bewildering, but I'll be the last to complain. Thank you. I hope these scrolls are an adequate reward, but before you leave, are you interested in another, quite similar task? Wonderful. You should know that I recently started to study residual energies which develop on sites which are consistently used in evocative rituals. If my assumptions prove to be correct, then the residual energies inside the smithies form a background noise with very interesting properties. Our insight into the nature of those residual energies would profit immensely if we could take measurements inside the smithies. Naturally, we must not simply invade the smithies and start working. That would be disrespectful and possibly damaging to the rites. We should ask for permission priorly. Well, I myself will set forth for Old Bosara soon, therefore I'll be unavailable. May I ask you to travel to Necrum, find the administrator responsible for the smithies, and apply for permission? Well, I've never been to Necrum myself, therefore I don't know the way there. I would have used a Silt Strider if there's a connection to Necrum from Akamora. If you need directions for a walk, then you will need to ask a scout.
Why should I apologize for despising Outlanders, when no Outlanders ever apologized to me for making me hate them in the first place? This is the Chamber of Parting. If they elect to do so, families may hold a period of mourning while the bodies of the departed rest here before being interred. Speaking frankly, this is not a place for ordinary pilgrims. Very well, I'll see what can be done. This is suitable. Sharing is good. I like sharing. Measurements at our smithies, an ominous request, unsurprisingly from an imperial guild. Well, now that you've bothered to travel to Necrum for this, I'll be polite and give you an appropriate reply. Wait a moment, I'll write down the reply for your colleague. Here, this is my reply. Please deliver it to your colleague. To make the long story short, we demand from people who visit the smithies to be respectful and considerate. These measurements Aldard is intending to perform would be neither. They would be useless and inappropriate.
Something unbelievable has happened. Ah, you have a reply from Brady Slalo, the administrator. Yes, that's superb, but we have to focus our attention onto a more urgent problem now. As you surely remember, I intended to meet a fellow scientist in Old Bosara. However, I never arrived there. I got arrested at Fort Windmouth instead, and I wasn't even informed of the charge. Yes, I see, but it's not important right now. It's way more imperative to find the reason why I got arrested by the guards of the Imperial Legion. I must say I'm relieved to see you well. However, I have run into more serious problems while you were away. Guards have arrested me for no obvious reason as I was passing by Fort Windmouth. By teleportation I was able to escape before they could jail me, but it remains a mystery why they were trying to, in the first place. It's impossible for me to return to Fort Windmouth myself to clarify this issue, so I must ask you to do this favor for me. It's an Imperial fort north of Akamora. Go to Marog and leave the town to the east to reach Tel Mutharda, then you leave Tel Mutharda to the south and east, and follow the road heading to Old Basara. I have to admit that I took the Silt Strider to Tel Mutharda, hence I can't give you better instructions.
I've got my eye on you, Outlander. Hello there, stranger. I am the guard captain here. Have you come to speak with me? You are generous, and your judgment is good. Why do you ask? Ah, I see. You're a member of the Mages Guild, too. That means you're in the know, or even worse, an accomplice. Those are crimes, too. I have an arrest warrant for Francine Aldard, and this escape of her makes the case even more complicated. I'll leave the choice to you. Pay her fine of 5,000 gold, or you commit the crime of impeding the investigation. Clever decision. I'll drop the arrest warrant for now, and additionally I'll give you a free piece of advice with it. Stay away from my fort from now on. I hate the thought of criminals and their accomplices hanging around at my fort. If that is the case, it might happen that I find the arrest warrant again.
You have to understand my anxiety. I think of myself as a respectable citizen of the Empire. To me, there is no reason why I should get arrested by the Imperial Legion. This whole issue is alarming and perplexing, and I need your assistance now. Isn't that ironic? Had I never tried to settle my debts to Master Atherian, then he'd have never suspected me of being behind Mirara's escape. The very same Miara I was so startled to run into in Akamora back when I found my way here. Well, I guess this means I have to stay out of Telvanus from now on, and these utensils will no longer be of use for me. But perhaps they will be for you. At the very least, you have deserved them. I fear I must disappoint you. I have no more duties you could take on.
I've been expecting you. I've attempted to improve on the enchanted amulet, and my experiment has been somewhat successful. Here is a revamped version, if you will. I have laced the original pattern with an experimental enchantment that aims for power in obscurity. As an inevitable consequence, its effects under sunlight are quite too dangerous to make such an item publicly available, but I thought you might have a use for it. Do take all appropriate precautions when manipulating this. I don't want to find you in a pile of ashes.
Oh, friend, how about a potion today?
Greetings. I don't suppose you're here because of the Spider Daedra sightings, are you? Well, if you insist, I must not refuse. This is suitable. So you are from the Guild, and our request has finally been heeded. Good news. Please remind me, what price did we stipulate? It's been a while. Now this is a bargain more than worth the wait, so my trust for the Guild against repeated advice was founded. Tell Renosa she has my thanks, and this contract was not the last. Now, why you are here? There is a task that could use the help of a capable mage. Tomorial Manor is reporting trouble with Spider Daedra, and of course there are rewards to share. Do you think you could help? Yes, I've been trying to find someone who'd be willing to go to the Mephilan Vales and dispatch the Spider Daedra. We've been receiving a lot of reports lately of people venturing into the mountains and ending up missing. Something has to be done, or this whole situation could get a lot worse. I don't suppose you'd be interested in making a decent amount of gold, would you? What a relief to hear that. I'll just get right down to it then. The Spider Daedra sightings have all taken place in the mountains, just to the southeast of here, in the direction of Tomorrow Man. I'm guessing there must be a matriarch somewhere in those mountains, which would explain why they've been more out in the open. If you kill the matriarch, that should cause the rest of the Spider Daedra to scatter. If you're handy with a bow, I'd recommend shooting them from a safe distance with the best arrows you can scrape up. Either that, or cast projectile spells if you're any good with that. You should most definitely not confront them in melee without some serious protective armor and an antidote to their blinding and burdening magic. Ultimately, how you go about it is your business, but don't rush into the hunt unprepared. You can stock up on supplies at the Fighters Guild here in Akamora if necessary. As for their whereabouts, they have been seen somewhere not far from the road to Tomorrow Manor. Don't hesitate to ask the guards at the manor. They might have newer reports. And watch out for yourself once again. These creatures may look like spiders, but they are among the most dangerous Daedra seen in this land. And, one more thing. Potions of paralysis resistance, as the Guild of Mages is now producing, could be a real game-changer should you find yourself cornered by one of these beasts. It is only reasonable that I give you one on your way, seeing that you helped establish their supply in the first place. You can probably get more at a good price from the Guild's alchemists. Take care of yourself and keep me up to date. Your help with the siege was highly beneficial. What of the paralysis resistance potions you were delivering to Flalsa Irano? Wonderful! You made the best of the situation. The lilies are growing well. Take a tour through the guild quarters if you haven't seen yet. And we have gained a powerful ally and a beneficial contract. More importantly, we have gained back the time to work on our research again. I assume you are looking for further duties now that this is handled. How goes the Spider Daedra hunting? The matriarch is dead? That's excellent news. You've done this city a great service. I won't forget this. Here's the reward I had promised you. You've more than earned it. Are you here for more duties? Or was there something else you wanted? I have no more duties for you, Francine, however. Might have a request or two. In the last resort, you could try asking at the other guild halls. Have you seen that Nord outside the Morag Tong Guild Hall? He's been standing around a while now. Experienced adventurers will find plenty of challenges in the local area. Not only are there the usual Dwemer and Daedric ruins, but also the remains of the ancient city of Dunakafel. The local terrain should also provide plenty of ordeals to overcome. We're in the central part of the Mephilan Vales. To the north lie the lands of the Telvanni, often a source of trouble for us. Nearby landmarks include the ruins of Dunakafel and the in-between, both located to the southwest. It is a famous ruin to the southwest of Akamora, and a popular destination for adventurers. In ages past, it was a great city, one that rivaled Mournhold in virtuous beauty. Legends say that a dragon, who had befriended the Lady Almalexia, once resided there. Today its ruins are an ominous and dangerous place. An inn just southwest of here. Not hard to miss, as the only road out of Akamora eventually leads you there. A wonderful place, actually, if the inane ravings of a Nord about his vampire hunting adventures don't spoil the atmosphere for you. The innkeeper must have a great deal of patience.